5K spent, no CAC number. If that's you, you're in the right place. The rebuild that almost always works, you have to know it was actually tested before you decided did it work. What the wrong diagnosis costs. So it's not only the ad spend that's costing you money. Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing great. Welcome to the today's webinar. So we have aptly titled it as Why Your SaaS Ads Aren't Generating Pipeline and the 5 Fixes That Will. So let's get started. 5K spent, no CAC number. If that's you, you're in the right place. So basically this webinar is for the founders who have been running ads, spending whole lots of money, but not getting any results, and they do not have any customer acquisition number or a customer acquisition cost in their hands. So this webinar is specifically for you guys. Quickly, what's the agenda, what you'll walk away with, a diagnostic framework you can run on your own ad account tonight. The 5 structural issues causing most SaaS ad failures at pre-seed to seed stage. A clear way to tell if your problem is execution or whether paid isn't right for you yet. One quick note, I'll be using demos throughout. If you are a PLG, product-led growth or trial-led, you can substitute demo wherever I use that term because structurally that works in the same way. A little bit about myself. I'm Omar. I'm Chief Strategist at AdLabs, and we run paid acquisition for pre-seed and seed B2B SaaS companies. I'm an ex-CTO. I've been building software for the past 2 decades and built lots of them before I bought ads for them. AdLabs, we are a small agency capped at 2 new clients a month, 8 total clients. That's our whole capacity. So that I can give personal attention to each ad account myself, and that's the cap. It's not the channel, it's the execution. So the channels are all good, they can all deliver results, but it's your setup and execution that matters the most. The pattern, the rebuild that almost always works, that I've seen working in many accounts. So before 12K spent over 4 months, 6 demos in total, 2 closed out of that. Founder concluded Google doesn't work for us because one client cost them $6,000, which doesn't make any financial sense. But after the rebuild, correct rebuild at the same budget, you get 14 demos in 30 days. Same channel, same budget. What changed? Tracking, negatives, landing page, and a lot of other stuff as well. So composite pattern, this is the same pattern I see always with all the accounts we have worked with, whether it's B2B SaaS, it's B2B or local services, whatever the niche, the rebuild, proper structural rebuild always works. You have to know it was actually tested before you decided did it work. So lots of founders, lots of business owners, they make for a limited time with a limited, their campaigns are misstructured, they follow the standard Google practices or the platform practices, whether you're using LinkedIn or Meta, and essentially they end up being a channel not working for them. But you have to know it was actually tested based on specific data before you can decide that whether this channel works for you or not. What the wrong diagnosis costs. So it's not only the ad spend that's costing you money. Monthly leak, if your account is not built correctly, monthly you will be leaking somewhere around $3,000 to $8,000. This amount of spend is going to the traffic that was never intended to convert. Quarterly opportunity cost, obviously $15,000 to $40,000 is the approximate pipeline cost, the opportunity of pipeline that should have been built, but it wasn't. And above all, the strategic costs that most founders don't realize. The strategic cost typically is around $300,000 to $700,000 in founder dilution, because if your SaaS is only founder led and you do not have a paid acquisition channel working and generating pipeline, so the investors will think that the product is maybe not working, there's not product market fit, and it may cost you around $300,000 to $700,000 down the run in funding costs by the investors. The cost isn't what you already spent, it's every month you stay on the wrong diagnosis. So the costs are accumulating and maybe multiplying as long as you stay on the wrong structure, wrong setup. The 5 fixes. Number 1, rebuild attribution before you touch anything else. The problem is platform dashboards report what the platform wants credit for, not what's actually closing. GA4, Google Analytics 4 doesn't know which leads became demos or qualified meetings. Your CRM doesn't know which ad they clicked. You're optimizing a chain where 3 links aren't connected. So everything needs to be connected and the attribution needs to be in place before you do anything else. What a good setup with respect to attribution looks like: events mapped to pipeline stages, not just form fills, because form fill or a trial sign up is just the first step. Then there's MQLs, SQLs, meetings, demos. That's what actually identifies whether the form fill was junk or not. Minimum events that you should track: lead, MQL, marketing qualified lead, conversion, whatever your main conversion action is, whether it's demo, it's trial, it's sign up, it's meeting, whatever it is, activation, and closed one. These are the minimum events that you should track. Apart from that, you should track some small micro conversions as well, like someone visited your pricing page, explored your case studies, etc. etc. Standardized UTMs, tracking parameters across every campaign. CRM integration that lets you pull pipeline value by source. That is extremely important because when you're running multi-channel campaigns, you need to know which channel is bringing in the qualified leads, qualified demos. If that information is not available in your CRM, you're running blind. Run this tonight. Open your CRM, filter last 90 days of leads, and then pull your pipeline value by paid source. If you can't pull this data, stop optimizing your ads and pause your campaigns. You're not measuring the thing that matters. You need to fix this attribution and data problem first. Every month on broken attribution is a month making wrong bets look right. Fix number 2, track pipeline velocity, not cost per lead. CPL, cost per lead, is a downstream metric. By the time it moves, the upstream problem has been happening for 2-3 weeks. Founders who only watch CPL learn their channel is broken after they've already lost a month of spend. How this happens? Someone fills the form, your marketing team connects with them, it takes maybe 2-3 days, then your marketing team hands over to them for the SQL, then it may take around a week or so. After you do an initial discovery call, then you realize that this lead was not worth it. But down the line, when the form fills were coming in, you expect and you understand or assume that the form fills are good, your cost per lead is good, and you start increasing budgets and you keep spending budget on those types of leads. So the ad platform keeps optimizing for those type of form fills. Down the line, you understand that all of those leads were junk and every money, every cent, every dollar has gone down the drain. So the metric that you should be tracking is ad spend divided by qualified demos booked. That will give you cost per qualified demo, and you should track it weekly by channel. So why it works? It catches attribution breaks, creative fatigue, and audience decay 2 to 3 weeks earlier than cost per lead. Ties spend directly to the sales motion because now you're not tracking form submissions, you're tracking qualified demos booked. So you should identify how many qualified demos were booked with this amount of ad spend. That will give you cost per qualified demo, and then you should track this metric every week per channel. Let's see with an example. So this is a situation when the CPL lies. So this is a pattern often observed at around Series A companies. Total spent in 4 months, $35,000. CPL came in around $180. Very good, seems acceptable. Demos generated out of that 35K, 6 demos. Only 2 were qualified, and then obviously when only 2 qualified demos qualified leads were there, close rate was not enough, and then you close 0. So essentially you spent $35,000 for nothing. If because you were tracking CPL, you kept on investing and increasing the budget and thinking that, wow, great, we are getting a good CPL, we should invest more in this channel. But in reality, your CPL was not working. CPL said the ads were working. Pipeline velocity said they never had. So instead of tracking CPL, you should track qualified demos generated. That will give you exact idea whether your ads are working or not. Close the ad to landing page message gap. That is also very important. The single best conversion rate killer at this stage: ad is brand forward and your landing page is feature forward. Or ad promises one outcome, landing page delivers a generic homepage. Visitor spends 3 seconds trying to reconnect the promise and leaves. With the information overload these days, you only have 2 to 3 seconds to capture a prospect's attention. If they have to do mental math, making or matching the ad to landing page messaging, they'll just leave. What a good landing page and ad message match looks like. Landing page headline restates the ad promise directly. They are directly connected. Whatever the promise ad make, the landing page should address that promise and expand on that promise. Subheadlines should qualify what the ad is for and the landing page or the offer is for. Single CTA, single exit path, no multiple menus, no multiple links, no confusing multiple CTAs. Minimal form friction, only ask for those fields that are utmost important for you to proceed further. Don't ask for any extra fields, any optional fields. Social proof near the decision point, that's very important. People who are visiting your landing page by clicking a paid ad, they don't know you. There is no trust yet. So they need trust signals like logos, badges, testimonials, other achievements pasted on the landing page. Mobile optimized, a lot of people are browsing the pages using mobile phones. So the page should be mobile optimized, tablet optimized, and desktop optimized, of course. Sending paid traffic to your homepage is always wrong. Are for visitors who do have context. Paid visitors have none, and they yet have to trust your brand. The 3-second test. Let's do a basic test. The ad says automate your workflows, start free today. The all-in-one platform trusted by 10,000 plus modern teams, and it says a single CTA, start free. But when the person clicks on that ad and comes to the landing page, so landing page is saying a totally different story. There's multiple menus, the home page is there, and it says the modern platform for modern teams. So the customer, the visitor, the prospect gets confused that I was supposed to see something else, now I'm seeing this. We help ambitious companies move faster, collaborate smarter, and scale effortlessly. So the messaging is broken. Ad says one thing, the landing page says another thing. And if you observe, the CTAs are also different. Ad start free, but the landing page is saying get demo or learn more. So this is a complete mismatch. If a visitor had to mentally translate between these two, you're losing 30 to 50% of conversions at that seam, and your ads won't work. Fix number 4, fix your audience architecture. The problem is typically whenever you start a campaign, most of the founders follow Google's standard advice or the agency's standard advice, like do a broad targeting plus automated bidding plus no exclusion lists. So it means that the algorithm is optimizing for cheap clicks, not qualified buyers. It will always find the lowest cost humans matching your losers criteria because they have to spend the daily budget and monthly budget. They are very keen at it. Those aren't your buyers. So what goods look like? Tight cold audiences built on firmographic precision, not keyword volume. So you need to target on the firmographic data, like I want to target the companies in this geography, having these number of employees, having this revenue per year, stuff like that. Aggressive negative list. This is very, very important. People don't start their campaigns by defining negative lists first. We always start all of our campaigns by doing the same level of research for negative keywords as we do for the positive keywords which we are targeting. So negative keyword lists are very important. Retargeting built on intent signals, not just page visits. So a lot of people are visiting your pages. Not all of them are high intent buyers. So you need to identify high intent buyers on your landing page, high intent signals on your landing page that signal when someone is interested in your product. Like maybe they're viewing feature pages, they're viewing pricing pages, they're reading case studies, they're clicking on pricing or CTAs. So that's the signals that you need to capture, send to Google Ads, send to Google Analytics, and then optimize your algorithms and retargeting based on those signals. Lookalikes should be seeded on closed won customers, not leads. So if 10 people are filling your form, not all of them are qualified leads. So closed won customers should be the basis of your lookalike audiences, not the form fills. Diagnostic, check your negatives. Open your ad account, check your negative keyword list. If it contains fewer than 50 entries, that's a problem. You're paying for search terms you don't want to. Negative keywords are the most underused lever in SaaS Google Ads. Fix this one and you'll reclaim 20 to 40% of wasted ad spend within a week. That's very important in this stage. Fix number 5, write to your buyer, not to marketers. The problem is most SaaS ads are written by marketers for the marketers. They by default assume that the language they're using in their ad copy, their buyers would be using the same language, but that's not true. They use category vocabulary like ROAS, omni-channel, full funnel, synergies, but your buyer isn't a marketer. They may be a head of HR, an ops lead, a finance manager, a developer, a procurement director. They may understand these terms, or they may not understand these terms. The chances they won't be understanding any of these terms. They read marketer language as a signal that the sender or the company doesn't understand their world, and then that kills their momentum. Instant dismiss. So what a good ad copy looks like: your buyer's vocabulary, not your categories. Whatever they call their customers, whatever phrases they use in their day-to-day languages, you need to follow and copy that vocabulary. Specific numbers always beat vague claims. For example, cut time to hire by 18 days is very, very much better than streamlined recruiting, because it speaks in numbers and it states specific facts. Address the actual pain your buyer names out loud to peers. So do your research, identify the pain points that your buyer is facing, and then address those pain points. First line carries 80% of the weight, so always be careful about that first line. Landing page headline, first line of the ad copy, whatever the first line is, that's very important. A tip: go read 10 LinkedIn posts from your potential buyers, steal their phrases, the keywords they use, and that's your ad copy. Fix 5 in practice. Let's see 2 different ads for the same product. Number 1 is written for marketers. It says streamline your talent acquisition funnel. On top of it, it looks like a good ad. Good words are being used. Our AI-powered full funnel platform delivers omni-channel recruiting synergies at scale. Transform your TA workflow today. Looks like a good ad to the marketer, but not to the audience. So the buyer gets confused by reading this ad. But if you use buyer's vocabulary and language, it should be written like this: cut your time to hire by 18 days. So time to hire is a specific word being used by HR teams everywhere. 18 days is a specific number, verifiable, specific claim. If your team still coordinates interviews over email, you're losing candidates to faster competitors. See how we get a 14-stage hiring pipeline down to 6. So that's very important. So we have stated specific benefit and pain point that will get your 14-stage hiring pipeline down to 6. Now that's verifiable. That claim includes numbers, so that's more trust building. And the CTA is also very specific. See it in action, calling the buyer to see the demo right now. The buyer reads one of these as a peer, the other as a noise. So the first one, it reads it as a noise, and the other one, it reads it as a peer and takes action on it. The buyer is highly likely to convert on the second ad instead of the first one. Let's do the quick recap. 5 fixes: attribution before optimization, pipeline velocity, not CPL, message match from ad to landing page, audience architecture, not algorithm trust, buyer language, not marketer language. So what's next? These are the 5 fixes. I hope these fixes will help you bringing your ad account on track. And as a next step, what we are offering to you guys today is the ads autopsy, which is a free tear down of your ad account delivered as a Loom. No pitch, no pressure, yours to keep. We'll get read-only access to your ad account. We'll review it against these 5 fixes and our additional criteria checklists. We'll record a proper Loom video diagnosing everything, performing a complete autopsy with actions, and then we'll share it with you for free, no strings attached. For founders who want the complete rebuild done by my team, we have a SaaS pipeline sprint. This is a 90-day engagement model in which we build, launch, and manage your paid acquisition system across the channels that fit your average contract value and ICP. You see 30 days of live results before we invoice anything. So that's the interesting part. We won't be billing you anything. You'll just be paying the ads fee to the respective platform, whether it's Google, LinkedIn, or Meta. We won't be charging you anything for that. We'll set up, we'll diagnose the issues, we'll do the autopsy, we'll rebuild the whole account, we'll launch the campaigns, and after 30 days, you can decide whether you want to continue with us or not. Until then, we won't billing you anything under our fees. Success criteria will be defined in writing together before week 3 so that everyone knows whether the sprint was a success or not. And if we miss, you walk away and keep everything we built. Everything we build, autopsy, report, strategy, everything is yours to keep. It is obviously, we work on a limited capacity model, so it's capped at 2 new sprints per month, 8 clients at a time. That's our whole capacity in order to give personalized attention to each ad account that we operate on. So you can book your free ads autopsy by visiting this link. We'll also paste this link in the chat. And when we share this deck with you along with the video recap, you'll get this link as well. Questions? So if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat, or you can reach out to me after the webinar as well, and we can take it from there. All right. So let's see if there are any questions. Not yet. So you can always ask any question to me on the email as well. You can reach out to us by using our website, the contact form on the website. And that's it for today. And we'll be seeing you in another informative webinar. We'll be sharing the recap and recording of this webinar over the email so that you can watch it whenever you can. And I hope this webinar was of value to you. And I'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.